Good morning. I have noticed I have some international viewers on my videos, so I thought I would try to make myself understandable in English for once. I mainly make these videos for my own journal sake. Um, but yeah, one presentation in English, I suppose I could do. So this is me. I'm Trude, and I rent a small flat in a house, and I have this balcony on top, or maybe it's a roof terrace, not sure. I have this plastic greenhouse where I have cucumbers, and they are now up to the roof, and yeah, it's quite nice and warm up here, but as you saw, it's been down to 10 overnight, and it's quite chilly, even though it's July the 6th, isn't it? Yeah. I grow chilies, jalapenos and habaneros, but I don't eat them. Well, a little bit. The jalapenos are easier, they're not so hot, so I've eaten a few of those. But I find chilies so easy to grow and to maintain. They're just, well, I don't know. The size and what they can withstand, well, I find it easy. This one is thirsty, but I did just water, so it will perk up. And I have this micro dwarf tomato called Little Red Riding Hood. This is the smallest one of them, so I'm not sure. It's not a dwarf, it's not micro. This tomato, it's from the supermarket. So I just took some seeds and smeared them out on some kitchen paper and dried it. And yeah, that worked. I have no idea if these will taste any good, but it's growing. And I have allowed some side shoots, but now I've stopped. Well, I see one over there. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. And I shake them a bit for pollination. Let's see. Yeah. I have cut the tops of the tallest ones. And yeah, and I tried to take the side shoots because I think this is what it might be able to handle. I've also taken a lot of side shoots from the cucumber, at least down there, but now on top, I'm thinking if it can grow, it will. I will allow it. This patty pan has given me some pumpkins. A couple I didn't manage to pollinate. There aren't many bugs in here, so I need to do it with a Q-tip. And some of the female flower buds have just died before developing. So, well, it's been a cold June, and July is also cold, so there's that. Tagetes, or what you call it, the French marigold, and some red basil. Very nice and tasty. And strawberries, self-seeded from some berry I didn't catch last year. And well, the cuttings from rosemary, and you can easily see which one has rooted and taken, and which one is well, growing just algae something. Been trying to grow some flowers, not really succeeded. Let me show you my lavender. Where is it? This one. Yeah, that's the size of that. I have a couple more, same size. And the nasturtiums, Really sad. I'm gonna sow some more in a sunnier spot because well, I have this aspen tree and some birches and what have you that shades a lot of the morning. It's what's the time? It's nearly 10 in the morning. So yeah, I should have a lot of good sun, but the tree is shading. The amaranth is doing quite well. I'm glad it's not larger, and I'm waiting for some zinnias. Nearly there. And the phacelia, well, I have them all over, and they're doing good. Well, that's not the biggest one, and I have some sad ones over here. And in this large pot, I was growing, well, I put down Jerusalem artichokes last fall. One came up, so I decided let's put some calendula, some extras, and this, what's it called? Scarlet bee balm. I have one over here as well. Well, it's not very scarlet, is it? But it has spread out into this bed. I have mulched a little with some seaweed. I was by the sea, and some grass cuttings from work. I cut grass at work. I work in parks in the borough in the city of Oslo. Yeah, and this is, well, my poppy pots also. Uh, Not the best, so well, put the cornflower in. At least there's a flower. This is my calendula, first one blooming. It has had a few aphids or black flies, but it's not too bad, and I've taken them off as I see them. So, yeah, seems all right. Dill is bolted, but I have sown some more. And chervil, this is new. Oregano, don't know. Thyme, spring onion, and also chervil that's flowering. Yeah. I'm going to sow some coriander as well today because, well, coriander. I think I tasted 2 leaves maybe, and then this happened. And then the other pot, same happened. But you know, it is what it is. This is a cutting from a currant I took. So, yeah, I need to make a plan how to keep it alive during winter. And this is a rose cutting, which it's not important for me to keep it alive. I just wanted to see if I was able to do it. And I was. And here is a bed in the shade. I grew lettuce in this one last year, and that was more successful. There's a chard, some spring onion, and also some lettuce and spicy greens. Yeah, well, that lettuce has bolted. Here's my alpine strawberries. These are really sweet. It's been raining so much they have been overwatered. I, I don't have room to protect them from the rain. So it seems like it's on a break due to rain and cold weather. But last year they actually gave fruit into October. So what's going on here? Oh, that's the big what you call it? Phacelia? Yeah. quite popular among the bumblebees. And it's taken up a lot of this bed of this planter, palette color planter. Well, it's nice to see some life. And the peas are starting to yellow. Well, the way they are growing is a bit silly because there are peas on the outside. I'm not sure if I can show you. Well, I can't reach them. I'm not going onto this roof for some peas. It's a lovely day. I have quite a good view over, well, half of the city. Trying not to film people. They are not out on their balconies. It's too cold. What else do we have in here? Well, this cornflower. I thought it was a spicy green bolting, so I cut it in the middle. Well, it was not spicy green, was it? So, well, it spread out and has taken over. And I have lots of lettuce was bolted, and I need to free up some space, which is nice because I have things ready to be sown. I'm thinking about doing some beans here now that the peas are uh, towards their end. So the beans might take over. Who knows? Some Swiss chard here as well, and spring onions. And well, not sure if the rosemary is happy in the shade. This is a self-seeded tomato from this bush variety I had last year, hundreds and thousands. Uh, well, I don't advise anyone to grow that because they're really huge plants and really tiny tomatoes that takes forever to harvest, and you just get sick of it in the end. Cucumber, hail damage, and well, it's an outside variety, but I think it's still meant for a better summer. May was like a good July here. It was really warm, and then June came, and it's been cold. But I've had a few cucumbers, and I'm not sure. Well, there's something growing in there. I also had powdery mildew on some of the lower leaves, so I cut those off. And like this one, well, it's sort of growing, but like in a ball. I'm, I'm trying to help it up the string. That was my plan, but well, I don't know. I have this bed on the edge here where with the lettuce who are bolted, and some small green caterpillars ate my radishes. But also I have French market carrots, which look good. But I have a lot of space here now for things I'm going to sow. So that's good. Let's look at that. What are we doing? What are we doing? What's this? Pak choy? Yeah. And beans and nasturtiums. Because, I'm thinking maybe nasturtiums in that pot on the edge could be a thing. Coriander, more beans. I have a list here with the English names of plants if my brain freezes, because well, it's not that easy always, is it? And yeah, those caterpillars have been on these radishes as well. You're supposed to give 30% to the nature, I heard someone say. Well, they've taken more on this one, but the first sowing I had the radishes, that was good. That was earlier and without the caterpillars. These ones I bought at the local grocery store. I don't know what this foliage is so dark and green, so I don't know what they fed it or what they sprayed it with. Um, most of my things, except for this one and the rosemary, the rest of it I've grown from seed, because then I know what kind of life it's had. But I like this one with the pink flowers. I just had to have it. And there's one with white flowers as well. Oh, actually, there's on this one there is both white and pink on the same. Yeah, yeah. Well, there's been some berries, and there were a couple of runners as well when I bought it. And I just uh, cut them off and buried them in here. Not sure if it's possible to see. Is it? Yeah. So looks like it's rooting. I should have maybe. Well, since they were new plants, I wanted them to, establish here and get used to life in the wind and rain and what have you. So a couple more of this micro bush tomato. This one is so heavy it toppled over. I was here, so I managed to catch it, but I broke off a big leaf. And I've given it another stake, but still it's, yeah, I need to watch it. And there's outside Japan, only male flowers. Yeah, we will see. And there's a mix of different things. Same with strawberries, some other alpine strawberries, which do have runners. My first ones don't, but the first ones are very good at self-seeding. So these I'm not sure I'm going to protect over winter because there's too much hassle with these runners, and they're also not quite as sweet. I mean, they're good, they're strawberries, but they're not that important. I have a morning glory going up the flagpole. So I actually put down one first that did nothing. I think it still has done nothing. Yeah, just standing there. Hasn't changed at all. Hasn't died, hasn't grown. But the other one, I waited a little longer, had it in the greenhouse, and yeah, it's growing. I could take off that yellow leaf, I think. Oh, there's another one. Right, and some carrots, and the fourth little Red Riding Hood, not so little, and another one of the same supermarket tomato, which I'm trying to keep outside. Got some, well, I've cut off most of the funky leaves. There's a lot of rain. I try to shake off, well, both to shake off the rain and for pollination. And here's a flower bed. Well, at least the cornflowers are growing. And a bolted lettuce. And this one, I'm not sure what the English name. It is invasive here, so I'm just letting it flower but not grow to seed. So it's just a weed. I didn't plant it. Uh, there should be some cosmos, hopefully, and zinnias. Yeah, here's another weed, which is fine. I eat it. It tastes like spinach. And the anise hyssop, really tiny. Well, I have a few here that's slightly larger, but yeah. St. John's wort, kale, parsley, tagetes, and this is summer savory. So there's something called winter savory as well, which I think maybe is perennial. I don't know. This one is annual, at least. Carrots and lovage. We had a really cold winter. It was nearly, well, it was record breaking over 30 uh, degrees, or minus 30. So lower than whatever. It wasn't quite as cold up here, but it was 20 for a couple of weeks. So it was a hard freeze. And I hadn't cleared the pot. Spring came, the lovage came up in the same. Well, it's not that big a pot, is it? So yeah, they are hardy. If you're living in a cold place, grow lovage. They're also really tasty, sort of. Well, they're good for soups and stews and what have you. This might be a poppy in here. So this is a pot that I just left to do what it wanted. So self-seeding things, calendulas and marigolds, and yeah, looks like a couple of poppies. These look better than my pot of poppies. Pot of poppies. Well, at least there is some blue sky today, and I think, well, that's mainly it, isn't it? And I want to thank everyone for watching, and I feel like I've become part of a community on YouTube, and well, I think it's really lovely, all the things I've learned over the past year. Mainly, this is my second year growing, so I have still lots to learn. I mean, the beans, I'm gonna start. I have no idea about beans. There's so many names on them: runner beans, bush beans, field beans. These are short, they say is 30 to 40 centimeters tall, and they will take 53 days to mature. So yeah, I'm thinking at least I will get some flowers. I'm not sure if I get some beans. In the summer we have long days. The sun rises by that small mountain over there, and then it sets. I'm not sure if you can see. There's a ski jump over there. And I can see the royal castle. I can't see the fjord. That's too bad. And then this house, this shades some of the sun in the day. And this aspen, that shades a lot during the day. But still, I mean, things are growing. Could be worse, couldn't it? Yeah, thanks for watching.